We got new shop LED lights. We got cameras. We'll show you a little action when we get back. I'm Tim Johnson. You're watching Shop Tour Reviews. Sorry for the cheesy intro. Today we're talking about shop lighting and specifically LED shop lighting. Now listen, if you're hearing a little static in the background, it's not static. It's our lovely Florida thunderstorms that come around daily and it just won't let up. So we're going to go ahead and film. So hopefully it's not too bad. So forgive us for that. Anyway, we're talking about Omni-Ray shop lighting. Now they're in Wisconsin. So this is an American company that are making these lights. And we did the typical, when we built our shop, 2,000 square foot shop, all metal building, built around a steel frame with corrugated steel on the outside. And we did the typical, T8 fluorescent shop lights in there. And so, we hung like 6 in here thinking, oh, it's going to be plenty. Once you get working, once you get stations built, you realize you just don't have enough light. And then we went to actually changing those out to kind of an LED retrofit light in those same trays. And again, we just weren't quite happy with it. So realizing that we've kind of got a grid system of how this building's built, right? Because you got all your steel girders run everywhere. We started looking and we found Omni-Ray Lighting. And we looked at their V-shaped LED tube lights. And specifically, we've got a lot of the 8-footers, then we got a few 4-footers as well, as you see here. But what you get is a 270-degree V, so it really disperses those lights. And so you really get a lot of coverage out of these lights, as well as one 8-foot stick is like up to like over 10,000 lumens. So it's a 72-watt light on the 8-footers. And even some of these 4-footers come in 72 watts as well. So 72 watts, over 10,000 lumens on some of these. So literally we use the structure of the building to hang these lights up. So we'll get right to it, show you how we did it, and then we'll come back and wrap this up. These are the T8 tube lights that we chose from Omni-Ray Lighting. While we chose the V-shaped design because it does disperse that light a little bit better than just a flat panel, they have several variations that you can get. This is the 8-footer in the V-shape is a 72-watt design, supposed to put out like 7,200 lumens, and they are very bright, I must say, and it does disperse this really, really good with that V-shape. You have an aluminum frame here, so it's nice and sturdy, but it's still very light, and this is what your clips clip into. We'll talk about installation here in a moment. But what you get here is just a great light setup that can be daisy chained together. Again, we'll talk about that here in a moment. But wanted to talk about some of the different configurations that they have. While we chose the 8-footers, again, they sent us some 4-footers as well. And you can get them in a flat panel with a triple LED design. You can get it in the V-shape in the 4-footer as well. And what you're looking at here is this is a 36 watt. This is a 72 watt and a 4-foot. So this is basically the same output as what would be in our 8-footers. And this is a 72 watt as well, where you can see they have the double LED cobs on each flat panel of the V shapes. They have many different designs available, and they've been in this industry for years. So they know how to make great LED lighting. Now, so the big difference in LED lights is not just the LED bulb per se or the diode. It's a light emitting diode, right? It's not really a bulb. That's not a lot of the genius really. The genius and the longevity as well as the true light color comes from the driver. Now installing these is very simple. They have a clip package that comes with each light, as you can see here. So it comes with 2 of these metal clips, comes with screws, which we use some self-tappers in our metal rafters. It also comes with basically the ability to butt these together with this connector here, so kind of a butt connector, and then it even comes with a little cover where you can put on the end so it covers up the end of each one of the lights if you want to. So ready to install right out of the package and very quick to do so. Now one of the other nice features is the fact that when you get these, you have a nice covering here to protect that light until you get it up in its place, and then you can easily pull that down, protecting that lens until you're ready to fire it up so you don't have any scratches on it or any mars or anything like that. So as we mentioned, in addition to the install packages you get with each one of the lights, you also get an assortment of different plugs, and connectors as well. And by the way, if you know exactly what you want, you can ask for that and they'll send you the right cords. But you can see that everything from, you know, a non-grounded plug with a switch built into it that's probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 feet, to a 6-footer here with a ground but no switch, and then on into just pigtails. They'll send you a bunch of pigtails as well, where you can wire in what you want to, maybe connecting different lights, and then even a switch with the ground plug in it as well, with the switch on board. So just a variety of different cords that they have available, again, as well as multiple butt connectors, and even, you know, like long connectors, like this is a 6-footer that connects 2 lights together. But you can do various things for connecting these lights. Again, you can run these, you can run a shorter connector here. They have really small connectors, and then you have the, as I showed a moment ago, the butt connector as well, to easily just butt those lights against one another and connect them that way. In addition to the plastic layer that is on these lights, they also come, when they come shipped, with these cardboard covers on them as well. So the 8-footers will have these split 4-foot cardboard covers and easily just slide them out. But again, you get good protection even during shipping, and easy to pull out of the package, and then also pull off that plastic layer to reveal a perfect bulb and cover when you're ready to go. So the first thing we're going to do here is take off our existing fluorescent lighting. Not hard to do in our case, since it's only hung by chains, a couple of hooks. I'll remove these hooks as well so they're out of our way. And then if you're not real concerned about your layout, I mean, you can just start running screws in here. I want to kind of lay these things out evenly, so I'm going to get a little bit of a measurement here. And our shop is split up into like 3 bays, which are like 18 feet on each end. And then the center one is, I think, 22 feet, because that center section is a little bit wider, and then you take into account the beams as well for a total of 60 feet. So putting 2 8-footers end to end just really works very easily. So I'll put the clips about, you know, a foot or 2 inside of each one of the ends, and 2 clips should be able to hold these lights very easily. They're very light, again, aluminum frames and plastic light. Now in these steel girders, I'm using a simple drill tip screw, so I'm not using the screws that came with them. And these metal clips, I'll go ahead and put the screw through here. And the impact drives those screws very quickly. And you just want to make sure your clips lined up pretty good. Now we're ready to mount the light. We just want to kind of center it up, which we can slide it later. And it pops in very easily. So now again, you can slide this after you get it up there with very little effort. Get it centered in the bay where you want to. So now I'm just going to back up over here and go ahead and do this back purling as well and get it out of the way. So it's literally that quick, very easy to mark those up, and those self-tapping screws, and just screw those in. And then once they're up, should have a protective plastic layer on it. Just easily pull that off, and you're good to go. You really spend more time going up and down the ladder than you do installing the lights. If you're putting these into metal girders like I am, make sure, and you're using self-tapping screws, well, really if you're using screwing in the metal girdings, make sure you got safety glasses because it will sling some nice hot shards at you. Another light. And just like that, that side of the bay is done. So very quick to hang these. Now I got to run the cords, and you see how we saw gang boxes with the fluorescent lighting when we originally built the shop. So I'll utilize those, but I am probably going to have to make some custom cords to connect these. So I'll do some soldering and some heat shrinking. But again, that's just because, you know, I'm wanting something certain in this shop. And but again, they can probably help you out with any type of wiring, or you can easily, you know, manufacture your own wiring as you need to. So a lot brighter now from off to power up. And now not only do we have a brighter light, but we get more light distribution, even starting from the top and from the top of the wall all the way down, where before we had the lights hanging down and just really didn't reach all the way up on the wall. So really have a lot more light disbursement now. Got a little light reflection in the lens there, sorry about that. But you can see that even on the walls, we got a lot brighter light now reflecting off those walls than before. And right now, you see I've got 4 individual plugs that are plugged in up there. We'll change those. Again, we'll make some custom plugs to tie those together. But the way we had the plugs in the middle, it doesn't really benefit us to daisy chain them kind of the way we're made. So again, I'll just quickly make up some plugs and then be able to just use 2 of those plugs, and won't have all that wiring mess up there. There's another way of installing these clips, especially in a metal building. Very, very simple. Magnets. So these are rare earth magnets, so they hold really, really well. And so you can literally just put one of these on each one of these clips, hang them, and it's plenty enough power to hold those lights. So we'll do one of them. I'm going to go ahead and clip these on the lights, not on one of them, but clip both of them on the light. And put another one right here. Now let's hang it up. It's the light with the magnet, so we'll just put it up there. As I mentioned in the video, LED lights are really only as good as the driver, because let's face it, an LED is really, it's not a light. It emits light, but it's a light emitting diode. And what drives that diode is there are drivers, there are software drivers, and there's hardware behind it. And that's really where the technology is. If you get a light with a bad driver or a cheap driver behind it, it's not going to last very long, and it's probably not even going to perform very well either. So Omni-Ray made sure they had the best drivers behind their lights, and that's what you get when you get their lights. Now, Omni-Ray also, they have more than just these T8s and the 8-footers and 4-footers. They've got everything from yard lighting to security lighting. You name it, they have it. Not just LED, but they have a ton of LED stuff as well. Now we're going to do a part 2 to this where we come back and actually customize a lot of our wiring, because what we had here was a lot of just the pigtails they sent us and a lot of different kind of cut and dried plugs that they had. But we have a lot of funkiness, if you will, because we're doing the lighting after the fact, so I'm having to deal with the plugs and that sort of thing. So, and I didn't give Omni-Ray any specifics other than kind of building size and how many lights I wanted. So I would definitely recommend when you go to them, make sure that you know what you're wanting. You know, you kind of know where your layout's going to be, so you can ask them, say, hey, I need 6-foot extensions, or I need, you know, 3-foot connectors, what have you, and they can help you out with that, so they ship you exactly what you want, and you won't be doing what I'm doing where I'm splicing things together and things like that. However, It's easy to do that stuff as well. That's why we're going to come back, show how we can clean up a lot of our wiring. But we are absolutely ecstatic with the performance we're getting out of this. The light coverage is awesome because now we're getting light all the way from the ceiling to the floor, even flooding up on the walls and everything else. So it's really lighting up the shop much better, and even lighting in areas that we didn't have that before. Now, I think I saw where you can get these as cheap as like 18 bucks a piece, depending on how many you buy and depending on which ones you buy. But check them out at OmniRayLighting.com. Also keep track of us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. If you don't mind, hit that like and subscribe button if you like this video. Also, the bell notification, that's going to let you know when new videos are available. So keep smiling and have a great day.